Hello, everybody. My name is Rodgon. I'm an artist, I'm a designer, I'm an illustrator. I like to draw cool stuff, cute stuff, do stuff, and I like to teach you guys how to draw. Hello, I'm a little late, later than normal, and I am ready to go though. How are you guys doing? Lemeria, how are you doing today? How are you doing? Alfie, everybody joining. This ripped my page. No. That's the problem with taping stuff. Sometimes you tape it in the wrong page. Okay. That's why we have tape. We just did it again. Anyways, what is our lesson going to be today? What do you guys want to learn? Do you guys want to learn something cool? Do you guys want to learn something awesome? Do you guys want to learn faces? Universal is awesome. Highly recommended. I absolutely highly recommend it for anybody that wants to go have a fun day. You guys, Universal was really dope. Learning expressions. We could totally go into facial expressions. Can totally learn that. What I need for you guys though is to hit that little heart button for a little bit so we get a big audience in here. Once you guys hit that little heart button and we get to, I don't know, let's say like 5K. That's normally the amount that we normally start with. And until then, I like drawing on Post-its and I like drawing and teaching you guys cool things anyways. So, because liking my stuff is not a requirement to understanding how much I want to teach you guys. So, let's draw a head in conventional ways. Okay? If you guys want to learn how to draw heads, it's not always going to be the same approach. Let me teach you guys how to draw a head with 2 circles and a stick. So if you start with a circle and you draw a stick, that is your spine, that is your brain space for your for your head, and then you just draw the spacing for your eyes and you need a jaw. So from here, connect the back of the circle to the front with a circle with an oval, and now you have yourself a jaw. Copy this circle down here and you have access to a neck. Ooh, awesome. And you can use that to draw things in all sorts of cool angles because it's easy. Circle, stick, circle, circle. Done. I have access to head shapes, really easy. All right, so that is one thing that I like to teach people is that you guys just need to learn how your spine works. Right? Your spine is the very back of your body. So from there, if you draw up and you connect shapes to it, you end up with your head. If you learn how to draw round shapes, you can learn to draw things like the jaw and the neck really easy because you just draw through your shapes. It's not all that difficult to see it like this. This also works in non-profile ways. All you got to do is draw that stick, and you have access to drawing 3/4. You have access to drawing front view, stuff like that as well. Okay, so so that's one way to draw the heads. Another way to draw a head is to just understand that your shoulders and your head are a 3-piece system. Okay, so you have your shoulders, the neck muscles and stuff like that, and you have the spacing for your head. Your neck comes out from here, and you can use that as your face. Compass, cylinder. Do the same trick, the same circle. Let's match it somewhere else. We have access to an actual neck structure. Cool. Yay. Yay. I would have come faster, but I couldn't skip Alex Brightman. That makes more sense. You make it so simple. The thing is, it is. It is simple if we learn how to see it like that. If we don't see things, and we can start combining these two by adding the shape and then learning how to connect the rest of it, little by little, your brain just starts connecting things. But you need knowledge to be able to do that. If you don't have the knowledge, if you don't have the insight, then you'll never see this because it's not an easy thing to discover. Right? Especially through all the bullshit that we learn. Like, we learn how to draw so weird. So weird. They teach us how to draw like the lower body and the upper body, but they don't know teach us really how to connect it. They don't teach us the spacing really. And we are left to a lot of our own devices to learn very basic stuff. So when I discovered the back of your body is your spine, right? This doesn't have to have these curves. It doesn't have to have these curves. But for this purpose, I'm going to show you guys what happens. Your rib cage is an egg that attaches in the back to your spine. Your head goes forward from your spine, so it's a volume that goes up from there. Your hip bones are going to sit right at your spine, and they're going to be two angled circles. This circle, whatever width you choose for here, draw that same circle here. Okay? When you do that, you give yourself access to a neck and the jaw, because this goes around your head. Here, the only caveat is you need to add a little bit of spacing for the brain pocket in the back of the neck. But I think that's a very, very small little thing to compensate this like awesome way of seeing it. From there, our collarbone, we have a collarbone. Our arms don't just come from here. Our collarbone is this little compass looking thing that sits in the front of our body. This is what leads us to where our arms go. Yo. Okay? This is where your shoulder connects. But your shoulder connects in a fun way. I'll show you guys. So you have your arm. Your arm can just be a little stick figure from there. And then from there, all the volume for your arm, kind of like with the spine, we have all the volume to the front. For here, we have all the volume towards the body. So from this point at the end of the collarbone, we connect it with a circle. And now we can do little ovals or whatever way we like to give our depth. Connect, connect. It's like a game of connect the dots. Then from there, we have the front of our body. This is going to lead to a little opening in our rib cage. And then from the end, these are the hip bones. So from here, the leg is going to come out from this side and this side. It's going to go towards a kneecap. So from this angle, again, since we have circles, it's going to be very easy to make another circle and connect the edges. When you need to make them in different perspectives, different lengths, you can just make that farther away from each other. Connect the edges. Inside of the hip, boop. Inside of the hip, oop, and then middle. Now you have yourself abs. Let's run it down because it got really messy. Okay, so spine, which is the back of your body, right? You add a rib cage in the middle in the form of an egg. Then you draw a circle on top of that rib cage, and then you're going to copy that same circle to wherever, however wide you want your head to be. You have your head. Add a little bit of space in the back for your head, depending on the style that you choose. Then from there, you draw a compass, connecting the front and the back of your body. This compass is going to give you access to where your arm comes out from. The volume for your arm is going to go in from there. So from here to your rib cage, draw a little circle. This is really cool too. I'll show you guys a little trick to that, but it doesn't just give you the arm. It also gives you your pectoral muscles as well. And it also goes around and tells you how to draw your back muscles. It's kind of cool. So this little circle you end up drawing in the middle of the compass, right, ends up being your pectoral muscles. It ends up being the connecting point for your arm. So your muscles are going to start coming out from there. And they're also going to be a 3-point system to create a perfect shoulder. Bam, 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 boom, boom. Okay. Your back muscles wrap around your arm. And then you end up in a really cool situation. So, yeah, it's just a big pen. Muscles go on top of this structure. This is just your skull. Okay, this is just your skull. It's just your bone system. It's not anything other. Okay, your bone system is what gives you access to drawing cool things, depending on if you can mannequin it properly. You guys want to know a really cool trick for legs? I'll give you guys a really cool tip for legs if you guys get me to AK. You guys are gonna like lose your shit. Once you find these circles, right? These little angled circles. The leg, it's just 2 lines. It's an oval and a straight line. Oh yeah, well, it's a triangle too. You need a foot. So if you do this, doesn't look like much, right? But the moment that you connect the muscle to the back of the calf, you end up with a whole like really cool system. And that's easy to move too. So you can just take that, draw the thigh anywhere you want, and then you go poop, poop, straight to your foot. And then you connect it back to your thigh. Bam. It's kind of cool, huh? Leggies will never be hard again. You'll be like thigh, leg, foot, calf. Thigh, calf, bam. Yeah, it's going to be really easy for you to draw legs now. The thing is, finding these little circles, these little circle connectors, and learning how these work in different positions. Like the hips doesn't really rotate much. They don't really do much. The hips are really easy to draw. The hips, if you just draw a circle and split it in 4 with a circular motion, so draw circles instead of lines, don't just go like this, okay? Because you don't get the motion, you don't get the points exactly. Go around, around. Belly button. Check this out. Belly button, top of the hip, top of the hip. Draw your leg coming out from there. Okay? From that point, then choose how thick you want your leg. And then connect it back. Belly button sits and matches with the top of your hip bone quite often. And now if you want to do is create a ballooning effect from here to create whatever styling you feel like. Connect back to the initial point and you're always going to have a proper leg, regardless of the styling that you choose. So these connecting points become so important because now you can twist and turn your legs, you can do anything you want to them. And as long as you connect them back to those same circles, you know it's gonna look great. Bum, 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 bum. Is this too advanced for me? I can't draw lines. Okay, well, if you can't draw lines or circles, then that's your first lesson. You need to go back and you need to learn how to draw circles and you need to learn how to draw straight lines. You can't do a lot of the things if you don't take the basics. Like if you can't draw a straight line, you're never going to be able to draw a box. It's just not going to happen. If you don't know how to draw a circle, you're not going to draw a line. Like, you're not going to learn how to draw eyes. It's just not going to happen because eyes are just circles. Boxes are straight lines. It's just you need to learn how to draw the very basics before you can do absolutely anything, but that doesn't take long. Learning how to draw a circle, it's just about muscle memory. And then whenever you guys get, like the inkling to draw something in a certain style, you guys will be able to do it. Rodgon, what's that? Have Edville as a guest. Who's Edville? We're trying to reach. I don't know who Edville is, but if you reach out to me on Instagram, I always am able to receive messages and images and stuff like that. So if you guys can, if you guys want to submit pictures, I have to do a subscriber drawing jam. So I need to take a bunch of your guys' pictures and then just draw you guys during the stream and then put your tag. So I'm going to be doing a subscriber thank you stream, in which I draw all of you guys, as many as you guys submit, and I need you guys to submit pictures to a certain spot. But I'm kind of wondering where it should be. It should be in my Instagram, honestly. My Instagram should be the hub bot for that. So if you guys want to submit a picture and you guys want to be drawn, to submit a picture, keep it so kids can watch, okay? I'm not going to entertain any dumb people submitting things that think is gonna get done weird. So submit a picture of yourself, just a picture of yourself. You guys can do some fun things in it and stuff like that, but try to make funny faces so you guys have awesome. To my Instagram, Rodgon the artist. Okay, and it should be a face of a mustachio dude with glasses. So if you guys want to be a part of that, just submit your pictures. I'll remind you guys throughout the stream and probably later on today, and then just I'll keep it up until we get 20 or 30 people that want to do this. And then I'll just draw throughout a drawing jam, giving you guys a thank you for being so supportive. Because I need to give you guys back, Do you eventually erase any lines? No, whenever I'm drawing and I want to draw something cool, if I really want to draw something cool, I don't go in with pen. If I want to draw something cool, I actually just take the time and learn how to I just draw it with pencil. But that's if I want to take the time to make something really, really detailed. Pencil to me now seems like a big cheat code. The reason is because I just spent so long drawing with pen that being able to erase is kind of feels like cheating. And even though I still do it, it's not like I don't do it. Why would I not take advantage of every tool that I have? But there's an inner challenge in me, right? There's an inner challenge that tells me that I need to get to the point where other masters have gotten. And yeah, I consider myself a master at what I do. I am absolutely able to explain. And if I had to do a thesis on this, if I ever wanted or had the chance to go get my master's, I would kill it. So yeah, even if I don't have the technical, the paperwork stating that I am a master at this, I'm giving myself the title. And I don't care. I don't care if anybody disputes that. Anybody that disputes that, you guys can take it up with my people. So have your people talk to my people, okay? All right, fine, bye. So I wonder what it would if I just made my own master's degree, right? If I just was okay, I give myself a master's. So even though it's not even certified or anything, what would be the ramifications of doing that and then just saying that in my resume? Like, it's not like they're gonna arrest me. So just wondering, like I don't understand why people don't just lie. Like, I have been on the hiring end of things too, and I very rarely ever did any reference work. Like, I never really checked in on to see if the people got like their degree or something. So I don't know. Maybe that's the trick. Not like fake it till you make it, but just fake it so you can make it. So what? Just Emily, the eyebrows and eyes also try not to make the body too stiff. Wait, what? What are you guys talking about? You guys trying to make like less stiff characters? A lot of the stiffness comes normally from just drawing the same body parts the same way over and over. If you guys learn how to draw the body parts in different ways, it tends to break that rigidity. It normally takes a while because we only get to be creative and learn how to stylize something once we understand how something is created. And a lot of the times we don't take the time to learn that. We take the time to learn how to draw really cool eyes by like a certain people. Like, oh my god, I can draw Chris Anderson's eyes now. Yeah. No, I can draw these noses. Oh, I copied somebody else's stuff. Yay! And you're like super excited about that, and you forget that you don't really know how to draw a nose. You know how to draw lines that somebody else that knows how to draw a nose uses to draw a nose. And eventually that catches up to you. Eventually you realize, oh shit, I don't really know anything. I don't know nothing. I just know how to copy other people's stuff. Oh, and then you're like, damn it. I gotta go back and relearn all this stuff. Well, that was me, right? But when I did, and I went back and I relearned a lot of the basics, it was accelerated because I already had a lot of knowledge, first of all. So it's not like it took me like years. It took me months, if anything, to get to a very far off place because I already had knowledge, right? The knowledge accelerated the process by a quadrillion fold. If you are fast enough, if you're quick enough, if you're witty enough, and if you actually have the patience for it, then you are going to improve dramatically. If you don't have patience, and if you don't have the will, and if you think this is hard and it stresses you out and makes you cry and you're always sad, I don't know what to tell you, man. I've never had art feel like that to me. And this is something that is kind of hard to hear sometimes, but I've never had art be painful to me. Like in my life, a lot of people suffer. A lot of people feel like, oh, my art hurts. Oh, I don't like it. I hate myself. Ah. And I'm like, dude, I've never felt like art is the thing that saves me from feeling like that. Art's not the thing that makes me feel like that. So if you feel pain and you feel anguish from art, stop doing it. For fuck's sakes. It's kind of like if you were going to be a doctor, right? And every single time you cut someone, it made you nauseated. You wouldn't be a doctor for very long. So stop hating yourself. Stop hating yourself and realize if it makes you pain, it gives you pain, it is not for you. It's like talking about the worst toxic relationship ever and then expecting, oh, why doesn't it work out? It hurts, but I love it so much. Like, if it doesn't make you happy, don't do it. What if you want to go back to sketching, but something gets distracted a lot? Then you don't want to draw so badly. You get what I mean? If something gets in the way, if something distracts you, if something If something has a stronger attention to you than your art, it's not that important to you. Right? What are the basics again? Glad you asked, Maria. Glad you asked. The basics, the foundations, what everybody teaches you is that you need to learn how to draw perspective, right? Ta-da. And you need to learn how to draw things with anatomy. So you need to learn how to use these two things in order to be able to improve. But let me tell you how you use these things, because a lot of people approach them weird. So you learn anatomy not to learn the muscle fibers and the muscle structures. You learn anatomy so you can learn how the body connects to each other. If you learn how the body connects and where it connects, you can modify the sizing of these things to whatever imaginative form you want. But learning how things connect is much harder than learning how to draw muscle fibers and connecting points and muscles and structures. Learning this, learning how to connect the body, is what allows you to be able to gesturize things really easy without having to rely on a lot of detail for things. So if you go out in public and you like drawing people and you don't feel like you can draw people really easy, it's because you don't understand structure yet. I can take a simple ball and make it into a structure with volume by just adding the lines how our body parts flow and then adding volume inside. This is how I see the world. That's why things like the sushi make sense to me. Because I'm drawing the outside contours of my body, and then I'm going back in to generate volume. When I do that in different positions, I get different results. If you learn to overlap your shapes, you can draw absolutely anything. Positioning becomes really easy. So understanding the structure of the body, the reason that we learn anatomy is not that we can learn to draw all the muscles. That's not really all that important. Learning to draw all those muscles and stuff like that, that comes in time. That comes with understanding how to skin your basic structures. Okay? Learning how this functions is much more important. Learning how this connects is a trillion times more important than understanding how to draw it cool. Because the cool part of it just comes later. Like it just literally falls into place once you understand how the structure works. It's just a matter of skinning it the way that you want, like drawing a layer of style, like color. Do you ever eventually see past your mapping points and draw where, I don't need these points, by the way. Whenever I'm drawing, I don't need them. My body, I'm doing it so I can teach you guys, but I don't need these lines. The reason that I don't need them is because I've drawn them a quadrillion times, right? If I need to pose the body in any way I need to, I have learned enough about the body structure and the body and how to overlap lines to be able to draw the body doing absolutely anything I need. Those little tips and tricks that I have is for you guys to be able to understand how I think, so that you guys can see that it's not an impossible task. Drawing things and overlapping them is essentially how you create volume and stuff. And learning to connect two edges with cylinders or with circles gives you depth. Doing things like this, connecting two edges with a circle, give you perspective, and that perspective can be used for clothing. That perspective can be used to give depth to things. That perspective can be used to give direction to where you're looking. That direction can give gravity, right? Little things like that all make a difference. So understand, like, I don't need the lines, but I draw them because they help you guys. Okay? I don't draw I don't draw with the purpose of making my cool things cooler. I draw with the purpose of making sure that they're understandable by you guys so that you can understand that you can achieve this too. I'm not here to showcase my work and then just show you guys up. That would make me a shitty teacher. I'm here to help you guys improve, not show that I'm superior to you. What would you suggest to learn if I've never have drawn before? I suggest that you learn what a sketchbook is, why people keep sketchbooks, and how you can use it to learn. And I have one video on sketchbook habits that you can learn if you want to actually like pick it up. Because this, like, drawing in a sketchbook essentially is going to be your number one learning tool. This is your number one artist tool, period. You can use it to take notes, journal. Like, if you don't know how to draw something, you can break it down by like analyzing the things you don't know. So if only you only know how to draw nothing, you can probably draw a circle. If you draw a circle and you draw two dots and a line, you have a happy face, right? Everybody can draw a happy face. If I told you that if you can draw a happy face, you already have the makings of a drawing with much more detail, you'd be like, what, right? But the actual happy face gives you everything that you need to understand. We just don't really ever think about it. Like, we don't focus on it. We like think that we have to alter this. Once you have a good happy face, it's the mapping points and the structure that you need. This is where your eyes are supposed to be. So your eyes go in the vicinity of that. You already like the way the mouth looks there, so you can just use that as a mouth. Find the nose by drawing a little pyramid over your mouth, and then you can draw your nose. Sometimes that's going to get really close to the eyes. That's fine too. Your eyebrows fan out from your eyes because they're bigger than your eyes. And then you connect the inside of that eyebrow to the nose. Boom. You have yourself a nice little structure just from understanding a happy face. Boo, boo, doo, boo. Happy face. Inside of the eye, outside. Inside of the eye, outside. Draw a little bit of negative space. You have yourself teeth. Fan out a little bit bigger than my eyes, and I have myself a nice little happy face, right? So understanding that you can draw this is only a step away from drawing something a little bit more complex. That's kind of cool. And then if you start changing the shapes, let's make a box. And let's change these. Inside of the eye, outside. Inside of the eye, outside. A fanning out, eyebrow. See what I mean? Like, as long as you just change the shape, now you have a completely different character. And little by little, by adding little bits and pieces of knowledge to this structure, let's say that you learn how to draw an eye like this, right? Cool. So now we have our happy face. Inside of the eye, draw your cool eye. Inside of the eye, draw your cool eye. Ooh. When you learn how to draw lips, you'll learn how to draw lips. You'll learn how to draw teeth. Eventually, you'll learn how to draw noses and eyebrows and all that stuff. But it all starts with understanding how this super simple concept can work. And being able to learn how to create different angles has to start from here. Okay? It has to start from that angle. If you can't rotate a simple sphere into different positions, you can't do something more complex. Okay? If you have it there, remember, you can always expand it and see how it would look like if it had a little bit more detail. Once you manage to master this level, then you can go on to the other levels because the other shapes are a lot more complex. Drawing some example of an entire face combines elements of a cylinder, a sphere, another like shape that kind of cuts off this side of a sphere, and then you have elements that protrude like your nose, your chin, your mouth, your eyebrows. All that stuff is really hard to move in space if you don't get this one done first. So it's kind of like jumping to like level 24 when you haven't even completed the entry mission. Okay? You can't do that and expect good results. It just doesn't happen. All right, so what is our next topic? This is the best teacher. Yay! Thank you. So egg for a rib cage, egg, circle. If you guys master these two shapes, you have access to drawing entire human characters really easy. Cylinder comes from there. This is gonna be our shoulders. So if we want little shoulders, we would draw little arms, and then our arms would be like right here, right? But if we draw this big, this gives us a lot more space. So we need to give this a lot more realty. Boom, 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 boom. So this controls your upper body. Kind of cool, huh? Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, they look weird. They do look like reverse. Sometimes they look like reverse male genitalia. But that's exactly how the structure works, though, unfortunately. I've been trying to find like better ways to actually explain it so it doesn't come off as like so like crude. But that is essentially what the structure, especially for pinups. So if that helps you understand that a little bit better, then fantastic. That will be the way to actually see it. TDD is perfect. What's TDD? What pen do you use? Just use a normal Bic pen. It's not anything special. Thank you for my help. Love watching you from Switzerland. Woohoo! Swiss chocolate, Swiss army knives, Swiss women. I like blondes. Yeah. Swiss cheese. You guys have a lot of cool stuff. It's a joke. How long does it take to make a male part? Huh? Well, depends on like how detailed you want to do it, but I'll leave that up to you. You have a hard time explaining what. Do 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 do. Hey. Oh, I can't sing right now. I'm still tired from this weekend, man. Like I went to a theme park, and I was around new people. So like again, it's always so draining to me, incredibly draining to be around new people. It's just like I have to be on alert. I have to like make sure that the people are good people, and I just feel so anxious all the time. But then I have to keep the persona of being like, oh, super happy-go-lucky and shit. So it's like, bleh. The screen just greened. I haven't been to a theme park in years. You are helpful, and I love catching your live videos. Gotta take a sick kid to the doctors. Have a good day. Hey, thank you, Brittany. Have a lovely day. You draw with such ease, and you make it look so simple. Knowledge makes it simple. Knowledge is the dividing factor between me and Probably you. It's just knowledge. It's not the ability to draw. You probably could copy everything that I draw, right? You could copy everything that I draw, and it wouldn't be hard if you just were copying it. So you have that in you. You already have it in you. You just need to learn how to access that outside of your the realm of needing reference. Into the unknown. Into the unknown. Into the unknown. Oh, it's so annoying. It's so annoying. She starts like cackling. What are we learning today? Well, today we learned a bunch about the face. I started with basic structures about teaching you guys how to see the head in super simple terms. Essentially, you can see the head like this. If you learned about the spine, if you learn to control the spine, you can draw your head, the back of your head, through this, draw a shape going forward from there to create the volume for your head, and then draw an oval on the bottom of that shape to generate a jaw structure. Okay? Copy that same circle, exactly that same circle, down here, and you have access to a neck. It's really cool. So understanding how to draw the neck, it doesn't have to be incredibly hard. This one, it's like, hey, what's up? What you doing? Hey. Gotta go. Bye. Bye. As a beginner, where do you recommend to start? I recommend you start by finding something that excites you about art. Find something that makes you happy. If you can't find that one thing, if you're searching for the thing that makes other people happy and you're trying to just do that, you're gonna be miserable your whole career. Hi, Wes. Yeah, I just woke up late, dude. I woke up so late. I woke up so late because I went to stream after streaming for like 3 hours yesterday, by the way. That's the reason why. I streamed at like midnight. So we were drawing just like random shades. You were like listening to Disney songs. We were like just drawing from Pinterest and teaching and talking and like doodling. And it was really fun. Yeah, so that was what I was doing. That's why I woke up late. What is one of the hardest things I've had to learn? Oh, you're not going to like that. Nobody ever likes the answer that I have to give. What is the hardest thing I had to learn? That I didn't know shit. That even 15 years into my career, and that was about 7 years ago, 5 years ago, or something like that, I didn't really know even how to rotate a shape in space because I neglected all my very foundational work. I never really took the time to learn how to draw things in different positions because I never took the time to practice drawing things in different angles, right? Learning how to draw a nose in a different position, it's just a matter of sitting down and drawing noses in a sphere. If you draw noses on a sphere, you can get used to drawing noses in every angle possible, but it takes a while. Right? And it's boring, and it's not fun, and it's just going to take time consuming. And why would I want to do that? Well, you do that so that whenever you actually have to draw something, you don't have to think about it. And if you don't have to think about it, then you can actually focus on the creative side of things. When you don't have to worry about actual like placement or anatomy of things, you can just have fun having a grand old time drawing. And you don't have to worry about so much. But nobody does this. Nobody sits down and draws guidelines and draws like eyes looking in different directions. Okay? Nobody does this. The reason that you guys might not be so good at drawing things in different angles is because you guys don't do the work. And it doesn't come natural. Yeah, some people do. Very few people do have like a natural inkling, like, oh, I can just, hey, yeah, I'm just gonna draw this, and I'm gonna draw somebody really cool, like doing something, yay. Like, it's very rare to be able to see someone that has that amount of natural skill. So don't rely on it. Stop relying on natural skill and just break it down to a complete mathematical equation that you guys can replicate anytime you feel like. But that starts with simple shit like this. If you don't spend hours and hours just playing around, making sure that your shit looks good in different angles, you're never gonna really master it. Because it's always gonna be a struggle for you. So if you're willing to break out of that and go back and relearn a lot of the basic steps, you guys will see an exponential, like it's gonna be a stupid, ridiculously fast growth pace. That even just for backtracking a tiny bit, you guys will see all the progress of the growth that you guys have always wanted to have. And now you have all that experience to back it up. So it doesn't matter if you already drew for 20 years or you haven't drawn anything. If you've drawn a lot before, it's not like you're losing all that knowledge. You don't have to relearn everything. You just have to apply it in a way that actually applies your knowledge instead of stylizing everything. How do you understand proportions so that everything is in the right place? Okay, so see how this is like pieced together? Like there's like a bunch of different pieces, right? There's like an egg and a circle and circles and a compass and stuff like that. Every one of these parts can be interchanged. Every single one of these can be different sizes. Let's start with a generic. Okay. Generic character, very simple, nice and fast. So if I were to change, let's say, the hip bones, and my hip bones, I need them to be bigger. I'll change the shape to reflect that. Leave the rib cage the same, everything else the same. Now you have a person with curves because you made this happen at the edge. When you start adding things like breasts, well, now you have an hourglass. And now you have a more female structure. If you don't keep it so simple and you add the actual anatomy for that, then you end up with a situation where you have a female character. If you go the opposite way and you make, let's say, the compass really big, the ribcage stays the same, the compass is really big, you end up in a situation where the character is going to look like a superhero. Because you need to fill in that space with muscle. You need to fill in the gaps. So if you make that bigger, everything becomes bigger. Can you draw Kirby? Let's draw Kirby how I imagine Kirby to be, though. A little, like, psychotic thing that just sucks up entire galaxies. The strongest creature in the world, by the way. And he absorbed me. There you go. All right, so we have talked about the head. We have talked about the structure of the body. We have talked about how to apply that to cool things. We have also talked about how we can deal with the intro level things and how slowly we work our way to rotating things around, how we can work on our facial features that we don't know how to draw in different angles very easily. Not saying it's going to come easy, but this is a simple exercise you can do on anything. You can even do it on your hand, okay? If you're bored and you have nothing to draw on, you can draw on your hand really easy. And you can play around with drawing things in space and stuff like that as well. Okay? Wash your hand, and then you have space for some more. I draw on me all the time. I don't have paper all the time. So sometimes I just sit and draw on myself. And I don't know if it's healthy. I don't know if it's good for you. But again, I don't find pain in my art. So I find the most amount of times to do it. Can you draw Sans? I don't know who Sans is. But I can draw the letter Sans. There you go. My teacher gets mad for it. Then your teacher sucks. The thing is, if you're paying attention and you're doodling, that's how I used to take notes in school. That's how I used to take notes. If something was interesting to me, like a math equation or something like that, I would try to draw something along the lines of me learning it. And I would just tell myself, like, everything would be a baby comic. Like, how do I know the radius and the circumference and blah, 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 blah. And I would just take my notes and then I would just draw myself struggling or getting it. And then I would just incorporate that into everything. Jay, yeah, you did miss everything. But it's my fault because you guys didn't get your normal time schedule. So I would like to give you guys a quick rundown of what we learned today, if you guys don't mind. If you guys want to... Oh, yeah, by the way. If you guys want to get drawn... If you guys want to get drawn in our subscriber drawathon, we're going to have a subscriber drawathon where I draw all out of you guys, okay? So if you guys want to be a part of that, submit your pictures via Instagram to Rodgun the Artist. So I'm looking to, when we get to like 40 or 50 people, I will get to start doing that. So we will do subscriber fun day doodle day. Sub fun day. Okay. So we'll do that. And then until then, let me give you guys a rundown of what we learned today. So what did we learn today, Rodgon? What did we learn today, Rodgon? So today, we learned that the head can be done. If you learn your spine, you can draw a shape, an oval, match that same oval, taper it, and come up with a head really easy. Okay, so understanding the actual spine can help you understand how to draw your body, because all the volume for your body is going to come forward from there. So understanding how your spine works is not overly complicated. Learning how to draw from it is really fun, and learning how to draw different angles and stuff like that for heads while you stretch them and create different things like looking up, looking down. You can make different roundnesses for that circle, and you can get completely different angles. Just be wary of the distance that you have so that you can actually draw something accurate to the depiction of what you want to create. Now, that's the one thing out of this whole stream that is going to be the coolest thing for you guys. Spine, oval, oval. Create cool face structures like that. Yay! Now, from here, if you want the neck to be different size, you don't want it to be the same size. If you make it bigger, that bottom circle bigger, you end up with a bigger neck. So let's do that. Boom, spine, circle, and then instead of making it the same size, we're going to make it bigger. Well, now you have a head with a much bigger body. You can do the same thing opposite. So instead of having the spine, instead of having the bottom circle be big, we're going to make the big circle at the top. It just tapers down your neck. So characters with big heads, characters with little heads, all work the same way now. Yay! Woohoo! How do you not get bored of teaching the same things over and over? Because I am learning as I do this. Every single time that I teach you guys a new method, I'm practicing that. I'm pushing that. I'm seeing and I'm putting myself under pressure because I'm streaming to thousands of people sometimes. Thousands of people are watching me do this. And you know how like incredibly stressful it gets to be sometimes when you mess up or when you don't do things right or when you confuse yourself. Like I mess up all the time. I'm by no means like a person that can draw perfect or anything. And when that happens, I have to move on and just keep going. So that is a good representation, for example, of just life in general as an artist, because you're going to have to pick up your shit a lot of the times and pretend like it was the thing that you wanted to do in the first place. It's just, you just have to get used to running with the things that come to you. And little by little, you'll get it. Unfortunately, it's one of those things that I can tell you this all day long, but until you experience it yourself, it's not going to really hit. It's just there are lessons that can only be learned through experience. And, a lot of the lessons that we learn through being artists tend to be that. And that's very unfortunate, but it's kind of the beauty of it, right? It's also the beauty because we don't sign up just for the good parts. We have to sign up for the bad parts. So we have to sign up for the stressful parts. You got to sign up for everything. And you have to be aware of them. So the head is that. Now, once you learn to draw the head like that, the body comes incredibly easy. So you have your spine, right? You have your circle and your shape and your circle. So once you have there, taper it a little bit so you can get that nice jaw structure going around. From there, draw a compass. A compass with a line touching the top and the back of your spine. That is going to give you your spine connecting to your body and the front of your rib cage right there. If you draw a little egg coming from that circle, just follow the circle edges around and make it bigger at the bottom. You have a rib cage. Just an egg, a little simple egg underneath with a compass. That gives you your spine, the front of your body, and it also gives you the outside of your arms. The outside of your arms, not the middle of your arms. This little compass points you to the outside of your arms. So if you know that this is the outside of your arms, you're going to have to overlap some shapes to have some volume there. And then from there, follow the spine in the back to your hip bones, which are just two circled angles connected to that spine. And then that gives you access to your ovals for your legs and stuff. Any musculature, curvatures, or extra thickness comes from whatever you want to add to your skeletal structure. Remember, I'm teaching you guys how to draw your skeletal structure, not your actual muscles. It does have some resemblance to muscles, but it's more of the structure. You're too dumb to get arms. Well, the thing you're messing up with is telling yourself you're dumb. By telling yourself you're dumb, you're literally making yourself believe that. And no one's going to be able to tell you otherwise because you believe you're dumb. So I don't tolerate negativity. And I would highly, highly advise you to stop talking bad about your own self. Why? Why? It's very simple. It's actually really, really simple. If you had your biggest fan, the person that will follow you anywhere in the world, right? And that person was talking shit about you, how would you feel? How would you feel if the most important person in your life talked shit about you constantly? You wouldn't feel very good, huh? Then why are you doing it? You will never have a person that understands you as much as you do. No one. Not your partners, not your kids, not your parents. You are your best friend. You are your best and most supportive fan. If that fan is talking bad about you, that's going to devastate you. It might take a while, it might take years for it to happen, but it's going to happen. Because when shit hits the fan, and there's nothing or no one else there for you, it's you. It's you and you against everybody. And if you don't start making sure that you look out for yourself, no one is going to. So keep that in mind, okay? Now you can take it as this weird streamer guy telling you to just be happy and shit like that, but it's more than that. You have to literally pretend sometimes, man. It's gonna come. Those feelings are gonna hit you. They're gonna hit you. They're gonna tell you. They're gonna be like, you suck. You miserable. You shouldn't do this. You're gonna get those thoughts. Everyone gets them. But there's people that go like, we fucking got this, man. Like, I talk to myself all the time. I might be schizophrenic or whatever you call that, but I talk to myself all the time because I need to, because I'm the only one that really gets me. And if I don't have the ability to prep talk myself and like me make myself feel special once in a blue moon, even though I don't feel it, but then I don't know how I would have gotten through a lot of things in my life. So do you just understand that you are your biggest fan? You should never talk bad about yourself because of that exact same fact. Respect yourself, love yourself a little, and don't ever say bad stuff about it. I'm not saying be cocky and arrogant, but don't put yourself down and call yourself dumb. Don't be stuff like that. What about you? You're here. Yes, you're special too, Lime. Here, I'll draw you a little lime so you know that you're special. Everybody's special. Okay? I find the kind people, there are kind people, but by nature, most people are not. Most people are self-absorbed. You and I am. Everybody is. We're all in our own worlds. And if we want to be a part of somebody else's world, then they need to find some sort of way to make your life better by being in them. Nobody just gets a free ride anymore. Right? If they bring value to your life, then they get to be a part of your life. If they don't bring value to your life, kick them to the rocks. That's fine. They'll be fine. I've always said cockroaches thrive. So don't worry about the people that are cockroaching off your life. They'll be fine. It's crazy, though, because that meant a lot more than you think. You're welcome, man. It takes 2 seconds to make someone's day better. Yeah. Doesn't take much. I've always said cockroaches thrive. Yeah, they do. So don't worry so much about those people. They'll be fine. They'll find someone else to leech onto. They're good at that. They did it to you. Anyways, have a lovely day, everybody. Hope you guys have a fantastic start to your weeks. If you guys have not started the project, that project is due. Maybe not to anybody else, but it's to someone. And that someone is you. So start your shit. Do it. Do it. Shia LaBeouf meme. Do it. Do it. Anyways, but jokes aside, though, have a lovely day. Have a lovely week. I hope you guys learned something today. If you guys did learn something, consider, sharing the stream or knowledge or anything that I do. Any sharing or mentioning of my name in any way, shape, or form to important people help. So if you guys go onto other creators, like, I don't know, people that review tips and stuff like that, review videos, and you guys mention my name, that'd be amazing. All it takes is one win for me as well. One win away from being noticed by the whole world. I'm one opportunity away from that. And you guys can help me achieve that. So that's the way that you guys can help me grow. I'll help you guys grow with your art. You guys help me grow with my career. And I think if we keep that up, we will have a fantastic friendship. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Love you all. Take care. I'll see you guys a little bit later for another stream. I'm going to be streaming onto YouTube in a little bit. Yeah, so we'll learn some more. We'll talk a little bit about more about this, because this is actually something that I'm really, really interested in right now. Now it's helping me a lot, like delve into different levels of art that I have never been able to actually touch comfortably. And yeah, so we are on a roll. This is going to be amazing. Take care, everybody. See you guys soon. If you guys haven't followed me, go follow me. If you guys haven't followed my YouTube, go follow the YouTube. That's where all the streams end up. So there's 450 streams. You put it like that. Not 50, not 100. No. Over 450 videos on my YouTube. Go enjoy. Go learn. Okay? Go make money. Go make your dreams come true. Take care. Love you all. Bye.